What's going on, guys? Titus back again, but this time at a match analysis with Brave, Adventure, whatever you want to call it, branded. Ah, yes, not full power because Enchantress is at 1 now. It was at 2 before this profile when I did this, and now it's at 1. So this was at 2. This is at 2. And then we took out some of the goofier cards that some people are saying take out of their branded Despia stuff, and we added just the Brave engine, right? So let's go over this real quick. I'll kind of explain the combos, and then I'll show you two matches. We'll have one here, and then we'll have one in the next video here. So 3 Tragedy, 2 Albaz. That hasn't changed. Comedy has been removed. 2 Aluber. I'll explain why in a second. 1 Mercurier and 1 Adlib. So we're playing 2 Aluber because of Water Enchantress. This was at 2. So the Brave stuff says you can't do a normal summon, so you more really want to summon Aluber off of your branded opening. Like the ideal hand is having branded opening plus Water Enchantress. That's going to be less common now than it was before. But that's like an ideal hand, right? Because then you activate Branded Opening, discard Water Enchantress, summon Aluber effect, grab Branded Fusion, and then Water Enchantress effect, banish, grab right. That's the combo, right? So now you get a negate with Griffin to set up to protect Branded Fusion. That's what the deck does. A little less better, a little less good now. So for an updated version of this deck, just play 3 Aluber. Or cut a lot of stuff to make the consistency better. For this specifically, because you want to open this card. Not sure how I feel about that per se. You could really do something like this and rely on like... You're basically relying on your droplet here to break the board per se. I don't know if I would do that. Like this is a list you could play here, right? You could play it like this if you wanted to be consistent about it. I don't like this just because of the limitations that are in Master Duel. So I play it at 50 because of some of the things that can happen. So, okay. 3 Tragedy, 2 Albaz, 2 Aluber, 1 Mercurier, 1 Adlib. That is our Despia branded package, right? We're still playing the 3 Edgemp Chain for the patchwork. We're still playing Snow because this card's just cracked. And then before this was recorded, we had 2 Water Enchantress. This now has to be 1. And then 1 Griffin. That's the Brave package. And then 2 Poly, 2 Patchwork to go with the Edgemp Chain Patchwork engine, right? 1 Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial in this deck could send Tragedy, could send Water Enchantress. Both very good to send. 2 Allure. I cut it down just for consistency's sake because we're also playing the Prosperity in this build in particular because we're digging for the Enchantress. We're playing a couple less darks, not a lot, like 3 less darks, 2 or 3 less darks, 3 less darks. Yeah, 1 Tragedy, 1 Dramaturge, 1 Aluber. So technically playing 3 less darks, but it shouldn't hurt the consistency too much at all. Then of course the Prosperity, 2 Right, 3 Branded Fusion, 1 Draco back, 1 Fateful Adventure, 1 Lost, 2 of the Called by, 2 of the Droplet, 3 of the Branded Opening, because we want to see this card for sure, 2 Branded in red, and then Hand Traps, 3 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 of our Infinite Impermanence. In the extra deck has changed up a little bit. Play Dragos, Tapalia, Titaniclad, 3 Albion this time, and then 1 Corderus, 2 Masquerade, 2 Mirror Jade, 2 Lebellion, 2 Chimera, and 1 Britanniconda. So let's go see a duel that happened. And I think this duel's really funny, so we'll spoil it a little bit here, peel behind the curtain a smidge. I made the Brave branded deck as soon as I got into Diamond. I played a couple with regular Despia branded, and I played a couple with Brave branded. This first match, you're not going to see the Brave engine at all. You're just not going to. In general, our hand is pretty good. We saw Allure of Darkness plus Tragedy. We saw Opening plus Tragedy. And we have Adlib. So like we're pretty good here. So go ahead and go to Standby Main, activate the Allure of Darkness, draw our 2 cards. Gonna banish the Tragedy, activate the Tragedy here. Go ahead and grab the Adlib. Go ahead and activate our Branded Lost, and then summon our Adluber, the Boober Aduber. Go ahead and grab our Branded Fusion, activate the Branded Fusion, and get met with an Ash Blossom. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Alright, so in this case, we will set 2 cards and pass the turn. They will activate Vashuda. So this person misplayed a little bit. In my opinion, this person played into Ash Blossom. They didn't play around Ash Blossom, and I'll show you why, right? So like they summon Vashuda here, they link off Vashuda for Monk of the Tenyi, and then they activate Monk of the Tenyi to bounce a back row. What does that matter, right? So then they summon Ecclesia. They activate Ecclesia's effect, and then they just get hit by Ash Blossom. So sure, they bounced a back row, and maybe they didn't have Moye in their hand, but this played into Ash Blossom. So what if they would have done beforehand, if they would have special summoned Ecclesia, activate Ecclesia, get hit with Ash, and then they get to go ahead and do Vashuda and stuff anyway. It doesn't actually matter. It's the same thing, but then they have a normal summon left, because they had to normal summon that Ecclesia. So if they did have the Moye or something, they would have been fine. So they actually misplayed. Goku doesn't misplay much, but he does sometimes. So reveal the long one, send the Sacred Summit. We're going to go ahead and activate our branded opening here because we know a Baron de Flor is in our future. So we're going to go ahead and summon Looper, summon a token, go ahead and activate the Looper here, grab Branded Fusion for follow-up. That is a Baron de Flor, as we thought was going to happen. Long one burn for 12. And then that go ahead and pops the Lost. They're going to clear our field, of course, but it doesn't matter because we have Branded Fusion plus Droplet. Everything else is just easy clap. We're going to go ahead and draw into a Branded in red here. Going to activate our Branded Fusion. They're going to try and negate, but we're going to go ahead and say no to that with our Forbidden Droplet. Sending the Branded Fusion, negating the Baron de Flor, and that means Branded Fusion gets to resolve. To our grave, we are going to go ahead and send Albaz plus Snow to make Albion, and then we're going to banish Albion plus Albaz to go ahead and make ourselves a Mirror Jade. We're doing this so that we can go ahead and activate this Branded in red, targeting the Adlib that we sent earlier. Summon out Dragos Stapelia, and then Adlib effect will bring back out the Mirror Jade. Now, this is a bit of an odd misplay. I don't know why I didn't activate Mirror Jade here. What's really funny is it turns out that it doesn't matter too much because of what the opponent plays here in a second, but Mirror Jade should have activated Dump, Banish the Baron de Flor, and then Dragos Stapelia into the Monk, and then Mirror Jade into 3000 direct rather than into the Baron de Flor. So a slight misplay on my part. Go ahead and attack in. Go ahead and attack in. End of battle, they go ahead and activate Evenly Matched, which is unfortunate because we could have had the set card in the back row at the end phase. Draw for turn. They're not dead, right? They go ahead and pass. They're still not dead. Or are they? We go ahead and draw a nice and shiny Called by the Grave. we attack directly in the battle phase, and then we go ahead and activate Fairy Tale Snow, banishing 7 cards. They activate Maxi, doesn't matter, because we drew Called by the Grave for turn. Get a little bit of BM in there because we hate Swordsoul, because we're tired of seeing it, and we attack for 50 over game. And that Swordsoul player got what they deserved. That's just how it goes. So in retrospect, knowing their full hand, they didn't misplay per se because they didn't have the normal summon. But in terms of actual, like, what's the word? Efficient play, it was the wrong play. They should have absolutely done the special, hit with the Ash Blossom, then do the Vishuddha, so they still had a normal. It didn't end up mattering, but that is what should have happened. So that's going to be the end of this video. The next one will have more Brave cards in it, I promise you. So I will see you in that video. Thanks so much, and happy dueling.